Hello my friends, welcome to the stream. As always, I am Technomagus, and we are now on day 4 of the Secret of Mana Remake. So when we last left off, we had just climbed to the summit of the lofty mountains and an attempt to meet Sage Jacques, but instead we meet Sage Jack, or rather the apprentice Jack, Jacques' disciple, and he tells us that the sage is currently at the palace of, or the Dark Palace. So let's go ahead and make our way down there. During the break over the week, I actually spent the time to level up the girl and the sprite's magic to level 4, getting them all maxed out with their current. So that way, didn't have to spend the time on camera doing it. Alright, so here we are at the entrance to the Dark Palace. Looks just like a normal cave.
It takes more than that. It takes more than that.
But once we actually pass the cave, now we're in the actual palace proper. For now, just follow the paths laid aside or laid out. Make sure to keep your characters relatively healthy so that, you know, don't randomly die. To do that, I am going to cast some Cure Water, because Randy and Prim are kind of low on health. Now, I'm not killing every enemy I come across, but I am killing enemies as I encounter them because I want the experience. Get back here. Get back here.
Takes more than that. Finished.
Just the end.
What the heck? No, I did not mean to escape rope. Oh, jeez. Now I'm pretty sure I have to redo all that stuff that I just did.
Thanks.
Try to stop it. Pure water.
Thanks.
Thanks.
Oh, no, never mind. Okay. Well, that's good.
Takes more than that.
Okay, come on. Give me back control of my characters, please. Really? Might need to up my couple wishes number just so I can make sure I survive all this instant death crap. Or I just need to keep better track of my character's health. Hello, welcome. We're just making our way through the Dark Palace at the moment. Unfortunately, the sprite is caught on some scenery way back on the other side of the room, so kind of just left it there. But it's still contributing in spirit. Well, the remake is virtually identical to the SNES version, other than just upgraded graphics. Also, full voice acting. Every line of dialogue has voice acting, and it's pretty decent, actually. Gives everybody a lot of character. I have had one on-camera crash so far, unfortunately. Not entirely sure what happened, but, I mean, it's been relatively stable. There's been a couple of weirdness happening, but nothing too, nothing too crazy, I'd say. Oh, geez, now I have to remember where I'm supposed to be going, because this is definitely not it. I don't feel like dealing with these guys. I need to go to that door. I haven't had anybody stuck in. I mean, I've had them stuck in scenery, but I haven't had them stuck in like a wall and permanently unable to move. Not the correct way. Where am I? No, that's not it. Oh, here I am saying that the palace is really straightforward. Just follow the. There it is. That's what I missed. Now I have to make my way all... I did not, actually. I got the gist of it. To be perfectly honest, most of it I'm not really all that interested in. Oh wait, no, I need to go back this way. That's probably, well, I don't know. Cloud was in Smash 4, so it could happen. But considering that the Secret of Mana Remake is not on the Nintendo system, it seems kind of unlikely. It will be quicker to escape rope back to the beginning now that all the switches have been hit. There we go. Now that we've hit all the switches, head in here. These guys. As you can see, the light shows invisible paths. That's fun. Well, that was not fun. Okay, good. Hey, chest, sweet. Oh, it's a mimic. Of course it is. It's always a mimic. What, the Secret of Mana remake? Interesting.
Shade will test you.
Alright, boss time. So here we have the lime slime. Just beat the crap out of it. It's really that simple. Oh, right, yeah, when they were still doing, Sony was still in talks with Nintendo to make a disc drive for the SNES. Thought I'd switch this to... There we go. As you keep whacking the lime slime, it will gradually shrink and become a lot easier to hit and maneuver around. That was not what I meant to do. So, get that back over to the right bumper. Thing's weak to Salamando, might as well start using it. There we go. Alright, well, that was a wonderful experience. Okay, so for beating the lime slime, we have passed Shade's test. And we get a javelin orb.
I am Shade, spirit of darkness and elemental of mana. Long ago, I was known as King of Mavolia, the underworld. But I was sealed here. You have lifted said seal. Take my powers as your reward.
Alright, and by sealing the Mana Seed of Darkness, we now have access to the powers of Shade for the sprite, and our magic can now go up to level 5. I'm not going to spend time leveling it up right now. So, let's just shortcut our way out of the Palace of Darkness. I've already collected everything in here. And the palace is just empty, so let's head on back up to Jerk and see what he has to say if the sage has finally come back. Unfortunately, there's no quick way to get up there with Flammy. So every time we have to go back, we have to walk up there like normal. Make sure you have your whip ready, because you're going to need it. Alright, where's the sage?
You may not enter. Ahem. His sageness is out.
Of course he is.
No way. He left for Gold Isle. It's not far if you fly. Gold Isle is to the northeast of here, in the middle of the ocean.
Alright, well, we have our next destination. It is the final city of the Empire. Gold Isle. So let's call our trusty giant dragon to fly us over there. Alright, so Gold Isle is nearby. Can't remember exactly where. That's not it. That's a place we'll be going to much later in the game. That's not it either. Pardon me while I get lost for a minute. Okay, there's the palace, so Gold Isle should be... Oh, just... There it is. So this is Gold Tower, which is locked. So we can't go here just yet. We need to find the key. So let's go do what any good RPG hero would do and ask
Beyond
around
is the
town.
Golden Tower. No one besides King Mammon may enter.
Well, let's go talk to King Mammon then.
This is the abode of King Mammon, the ruler of this island. The first floor is a hotel.
Oh, convenient. Then let's go ahead and rest up.
One night is 200 G.
Watch out for mush booms. Their spores clog the air and make it hard to breathe.
Too true. I've had lots of run-ins with mushrooms.
Makes me wonder why the Matango branch of the family smells so sweet. This whole country is fragrant.
Yeah, the smell kind of makes me hungry.
Weird, but I think I get where you're coming from.
Oh, you guys too? You agree? It smells like savory mushrooms getting roasted on hot coals. Now I can't stop thinking about it.
Same here.
Hey, do you think the Matango people would... Stop. Don't go go there. We're getting into dangerous territory as it is.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the fragrance while it lasts.
You know, considering how that conversation started, I don't know why I'm surprised that that's where it ended. And no, I have not actually put 1,200 hours into this game. That's a known glitch.
I want a gold necklace, a gold ring, maybe a gold bracelet, and let's see. We came to see if King Mammon will give us some gold.
Well, at least we know where their priorities lie.
This island is the richest place in the world.
Gold. Gold. And it's all mine. Mine, I tell ya.
Okay, well, you're less than helpful.
Alchemists can turn rocks into gold as easy as pie. But first, you have to learn the old mana arts. You follow?
Okay, so Mammon is not useful at all. I'm sure there's a random NPC that I'm non-intentionally going towards that will tell us where we're supposed to be going next. So let's just follow this convoluted and out-of-the-way path. No, look, there's someone here.
The tower at the edge of town used to be known as the Light Palace until King Mammon sealed it. The tower key was stolen by a spy from Tasnica, but they caught him before he left Southtown. Never did find that key, though. I wonder what they keep in that tower.
Suspicious. Well, we certainly know some spies in Southtown from Tasnica. So let's go to Southtown and see if the spy we know from Tasnica happens to know anything about the spy from Tasnica who got captured in Southtown.
The Empire's troops caught my husband stealing a secret key from Gold Isle. Here it is. I've been keeping it safe in this box as a memento. My husband gave his life for this key. I think he'd rest easier knowing that it wasn't for nothing. Here, it's yours. Don't let the Empire get away with this.
Well, that was convenient.
There.
Alright, back to Gold Isle. As soon as I remember where it is. There it is. Though before I actually head into the tower, I'm going to raid the armory, see if they have any new equipment for me. Not to mention I need to restock my Cup of Wishes.
Well, no one was using this place, so... I've been waiting.
Considering we single-handedly finance his business, and how much he charges for it, no wonder he can afford this place.
to the resort up north. I'm jealous.
There should be a weapon shop or an item shop somewhere around here. Ah, there it is.
Welcome. What?
Okay, so let's see. And buy one for the completionist trophy. Oh, I'm out of money. Awkward.
Anything else? Anything else?
I need to get a helmet for the girl at least.
Anything else? Come again.
Looks like I'm gonna have to come back after I get some money for the rest of the stuff. Alright, should be alright though. So let's head up the gold tower. Alright, so gold tower is really straightforward. Basically, just there's only one path. There's no sides. Enemies here give pretty decent experience, so might as well take advantage of it. Gain another level or two and prep for the next boss battle. So look, it's right away. So here we have the blue spike, a reskin of the spiky tiger. Are you kidding me? Try this again. Analyzer. So, got 1900 HP. But now we have access to magic, so we can actually hit him when he decides to go flying away, or jumping away. Come on, get up, get up, get up, boy.
Takes more than that.
There we go. When you get him down to half health, he actually does a fake death where his head falls off, or where his head disappears. And then... oh look, he's actually not dead. But just keep hammering away at it, and it will eventually die. There we go. And we get a boomerang orb for our trouble. As well as the staircase to the next level. Which gives us another X orb. So that's 3 orbs in one dungeon already. But we're not done. Because we have another room full of enemies that we have to fight through. Their ridiculous evasion rates for whatever reason. Got that maxed. I need to switch him to a new weapon. Whip's still being worked on. Axe's still got a while to go. Alright, so let's switch you over to claws. Sure, why not? Oh, that was depressingly quick. Alright. And here we have Minotaur 2. Actually, what is this guy's real name? Organ Bull. So he's got a bit more health than Blue Spike. He's actually weak to Sylphid, so... he also likes to petrify your guys, so be careful about that. Gorgon's Bull is down. And get a bow orb for our trouble. And access to the final floor.
I'm Luna, the light elemental. King Mammon was robbing me of my power. He forced me to use mana for his own benefit and create gold for his treasure hold. The gold he's created will turn to stone one day. I hope that everyone's greed will disappear along with it. Please take my powers before the world falls to the evil of the Mana Fortress.
Alright, so similar to how Shade is exclusive to the sprite, Lumina is exclusive to the girl and gives us the girl's second attack spell in Lucent Beam, which is horribly expensive and it actually does decent damage if you're willing to spend the mana on it, which it's not really worth it. But I will eventually work on maxing that out for purposes of getting all of the trophies in the game, but yeah. Anyway, so with another mana seed down, we can now raise our magic up to level 6! I haven't even raised any of them to level 5 yet. So that's a lot of casts. I'm not bothering with the escape rope, even though it'll be quicker. I'm not a speed runner, sue me. Alright, so make your way out of the Gold Palace. I'm going to go ahead and upgrade my weapons. I don't think I have enough money to afford any of the new equipment, though, unfortunately. I'll try to at least buy one of each for the Have All Equipment trophy. Actually, I'll do that first. Alright, so... Item shop. Let's see how much money I've got.
Welcome. What'll it be?
Okay, so I don't even have enough for a battle suit. Okay, so I have enough for a duck hat, and I have enough for a dragon helm.
Anything else?
Sell these two.
Anything else? Come again.
Alright. Got some new equipment. Don't have enough for the armor pieces, so I'll have to come back for them later once I get a bit more money. So let's go talk to Watts real quick. Get some weapon upgrades.
Well, no one was used.
At least if I can afford any of them.
I've been waiting.
Alright, so I can afford that one. Yep. Okay, and I don't have enough for the boomerang upgrade. That's fine. I can upgrade it after the next dungeon. In case you're wondering, no, there is nothing over here. It's just empty space. Unfortunately, there's a couple areas like that in this game.
There.
Alright, so now that we have completed the Gold Tower and released Lumina from her indentured servitude to King Mammon, and caused the Gold City to eventually become Stone City, let's head back to Jerk and see if Sage has returned yet. The answer is almost guaranteed to be no, but what can I say? We're RPG heroes with no sense of pattern recognition. Now I know what you're gonna say. I should be fighting these monsters and getting all the money so that I can afford the weapon and armor upgrades. And you're right. I should be. I'm not.
I love special deal for...
Actually, there is one thing I need to buy from... Wait, does it no longer here? Okay, maybe not.
Anything. Be seeing you.
So, oh, that's right. The item I'm thinking of isn't available until later in the game. So one of the trophies is to get all consumable items, or one of each consumable item. And assuming it's still in the game, even though I haven't seen it yet, Neko has a unique item called the Barrel, which gives the character temporary invulnerability, but they can't attack. And I know one of the Neko shops sells it. I don't remember which one.
You may not enter.
Oh.
Ahem. His sageness is out.
Surprise, surprise.
What, again?
He went to the Moon Palace. It's just a quick flight from here. The Moon Palace floats eerily in the cosmos at the end of Kakara Desert.
Okay, so back to the Wild Goose Chase.
There.
Alright, so over here to the Kakara Desert. This giant inky black void is the Moon Palace. So we want to head north from here.
Welcome to Karen's Ferry. Next stop, Moon Palace. Careful, the cosmos stretches out forever here. Don't get lost. Sit still and don't rock the boat.
Karen, as in the
I'll
ferryman
just
for
wait
the Lake
here
of the Dead.
until you get back. If you get back.
I'm actually going to kill these guys before I head into the palace. Because of the whole, you know, wanting to get a little bit more XP and getting some money so that I can afford upgrades. Okay, because there's only 3 of them. Probably heal from that. Did not realize that it set me to 1 HP.
Thanks.
There we go. Alright, so this right here is our goal for the Moon Palace. We use our trusty analyzer on it. We need to use Lumina's magic. So we could not actually do this until after clearing the Gold Palace, even though we could access this area beforehand. I did not want to cast that. And now I don't have enough MP to actually break the orb, because the spell that I have to use is Lucent Beam, which is a whopping 8 MP per cast.
Lucid beam. welcome. I, Luna, the Moon Spirit, have been waiting for your arrival. You may use my powers freely. Mana is fading from this world at an alarming rate. You must hurry.
Well, she didn't beat around the bush. Luna is actually one of the most powerful spirits because the spells that she gives are pretty ridiculous. The Moon Saber spell she gives the girl gives your weapon a draining effect, meaning the damage you deal heals your character. She also has Moon Energy, which guarantees the next number of hits based on the level cast are criticals, regardless of your meter at the time. And then she has third one again. Alright, so we have Moon Saber, which is a drain effect, Moon Energy, which is guaranteed crits, and then Lunar Boost, which is a strength increase. Which are all really powerful effects by themselves. Then the Sprite has... Sprite's magical view. So the Sprite has Change Form, which can mutate one enemy into another form. It doesn't really work that well. I don't really know the full effects of it. Lunar Magic, which does weird things that we don't talk about. And then Magic Absorb, which for 1 MP drains magic from the target. So if you used it against non-undead enemies, the Sprite basically has infinite NP, as long as you have at least one left to cast Drain Energy. I don't know why they're casting this on Randy. He doesn't have MP to drain.
Leaving so soon. How impatient.
Well, we already had what we came for.
Come again.
Flemmy is not able to pick us up from the infinite void of the cosmos.
There!
Alright, so back to the lofty mountains. Before we go to the lofty mountains, I'm actually going to go to Mandala to heal up and see another little interlude. Where is it? There it is.
One night is 100...
Man, this inn is expensive.
That was the first time I'd seen a dragon, even a baby one.
Me too. Did you get a look at his wings?
They're so white. He's got to be the prettiest dragon in the world.
Such cute eyes.
He's the best. What's wrong?
You guys haven't stopped gushing since we found that scrawny beast.
So?
You didn't gush at all when you found me in the dwarf village. I'm pretty one of a kind too, wouldn't you say?
Well, yeah, we did find you in a shoddy sideshow.
Oh. And then you tried to cheat us out of our money.
Oh,
The cute little dragon would never do something like that.
be that way.
They're not lying. Alright, so with that being done, I'm going to go ahead and take a quick break. When I come back, we are going to head back up the lofty mountains and finally see if we can meet with the sage. See you in a little bit.